It's Week 9 of the National Football League. All eyes are on Jamar Chase. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Wizards and the Monarchs, and it's coming up next.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scott alongside Brock Heward. And Brock, now that we're into the November portion of our season, we've got a pretty good picture of who both of these teams, at least who we expect these teams to be from here on out.
Yeah, no question about it, Kate. They're through the opening rounds if this is a boxing match, right? In this season-long fight. Early issues been worked through, or at least you hope so. And this is where they have to be in that groove as we push through the heart of the season. Any team with hopes beyond Week 18, they got to be figured out. They figure out who they are. And
well, it's official. We reached the halfway point of the regular season. Still a lot of work left to do, though, as we're away in Week 9. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. Leading them out, the third overall pick in this year's draft. After a decorated career at UNC, it's Drake May.
a win is a win for him. Whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. They motion a receiver left. Wideout's getting involved in the ground game. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down. From the gun, it's May. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and that takes them to third down. Now they send their back in motion right. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running for it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
To the air on first down, May. He's on the move. Oh, he's keeping it again. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They strike for 23 yards. And it sets up first down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Man in motion wasn't set in time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. Set him back 5, it's 1st and 15 after the penalty. Ayuk put in motion left. Going play action, May. And he's into the end zone, touchdown! The Monarchs take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Matt Prater for the point after try. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Monarchs will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Prater on to send it away. Sets a return. It's Chuba Hubbard. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here's their offense now to take over for the first time. And they're brought out by the 16-year pro, rebounded from an injury last season, Matthew Stafford.
Stafford just continues to fight off injuries, and he continues to battle Father Time. And it is remarkable. There's a lot of quarterbacks as we see him age. We see the arm fall apart. We see the wear in the tear and the velocity disappear. You're just not seeing that with Stafford. You can question how long the journey may continue, but you can't.
Pressure's on him, and it gets home. He's dropped. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
That is not a good omen at all. You spend so much time, Kate, on the first 15 plays, and that first play, you've rehearsed it in your head over and over as a quarterback, as an offensive line. You never, ever want to go backwards, have such a negative play, but now you got to flush it and quickly move on.
After the sack, another pass on second down. Finds Chase on the slant. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Stafford from the gun. On the move, headed right. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it sets up second down. Shotgun snap to Stafford. They get to him and bring him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive, because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. Great work by the coverage downfield, buys him enough time to catch him outside the pocket. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
I don't know why, Kate, but when I'm thinking of this series that we all just watched, I'm just hearing the sound thud. Not a whole lot of other ways to describe the set of downs that we just watched and the results that followed. It was 3rd and extra long, and now it's 4th and forever.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Starts the return at the 34. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Monarchs and Brandon Ayuk running onto the field. And this truly has been an excellent campaign for him, sitting among the NFL's top 5 in receiving yards. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. The pass falls incomplete, but was there a reason for it? We see a flag out there. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag. It's an option right that begins this drive. They pitch it out to him here. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. They get back 8 and now have a second and much more manageable 7. A tight end in motion now. First carry for the versatile vet Cordero Patterson. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll give him a first down. won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
May trying again here on second. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Matt Prater on for the field goal try. From the right hash, 55 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they come away with some points on that series.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here comes this offense for its second series of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Stafford to throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 2nd down. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. That's complete to Sam Laporta. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Going from the pistol, Stafford has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And that's good for a gain of 5. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up. Man in motion wasn't set in time. Just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They'll run here following the penalty. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Stafford. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
This defense could not make a bigger statement out of the gate with this game. Man, the lead up to a ball game, trash talk. Right? Things said in the paper, bulletin board material, whatever it is. This defense took something personal, Kate, and they are taking it out on this quarterback.
The Wizards getting all set to punt. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Monarchs and quarterback Drake May ready to go once more on offense. And I know we're normally discussing his work leading the passing game, but wow, we've really had to take note of what he's done on the ground. He's leaned into that part of his game early. Drive starts with an option, right side. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Making the tackle there, Joey Bosa. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Shotgun handoff for Patterson. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Once again, Patterson. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
One quarter down for these two NFC East teams. It's a 2-score game early. More coming up after this quick break. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its drive. They've got 1st and 10 here. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. Scooped up by the defense. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Well, he's no longer a quarterback on that play. He's more of a running back. And what's priority number 1 for a good running back? Always ball security. If your number's called, you've got to tuck it away. Can't be giving your opponent any free possessions.
The Wizards and Matthew Stafford set to go back on offense. And as we work our way through this regular season, you can see he's currently sitting in the top 5 of the league in passing. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Man in motion wasn't set in time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. All right, here we go, 2nd down. Here's Stafford. They're secured by Brandon Cooks. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Man in motion here. On 1st down, here's Stafford. Taken in by Chase, left side. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Finds Laporta. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st down, here's Swift. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Swift does not score. They not only stop him, they backed him up a couple of yards.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone. So now, here's 3rd and goal. To throw, Stafford. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, And they bring him down up at the 12-yard line. Now hold on a moment, folks. We got a player in some discomfort after that one. He's going to receive some assistance as we take a brief timeout. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. The give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. 2nd down now, 7 to go. May now. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Mike Hilton getting up there for the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. On play action, here's May. Gets this one to Cordero Patterson. This is ahead for about 5. Derek Forrest able to make the stop.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able...
Got it deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Well, they scrambled back on top of the fumble. They lose a ton, though, and now they've got 4th down coming up.
Yeah, recovering it really only brought you one more play. With how much they lost on that play, well, here come the special teams. And now, well, now they got to be special.
The Monarchs out for the punt. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. He punted 4 times last week in the win, and his first of this week is away. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. He manages 13 on this punt return. And it's going to be their football coming up. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Chase coming in motion right. Gonna start things off with a sweep. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Finds his man Chase. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Well, you don't normally get that type of outcome on a slant. You're just looking for a little short yard gain. But find the right type of athlete with space to work before and a perfectly placed ball after the catch. Well, it's a perfect play to break it big.
They motion the slot man right. Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. And they don't connect looking deep there, but this play's not quite over yet. There's a flag on the field. He was too far downfield at the time of the pass. Gotta stay within a yard of the line. That'll back him up. So after the 5 yards are marched off, here's 1st and 15. Running it after the penalty. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. That was Montez Sweat who took him down. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Throwing now, Stafford. He's got it near the 10. And he's in, touchdown. The Wizards start to fight back with their first points of this game. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Little able to connect on the point after. And the Wizards cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Center return, Nyheim Hines. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. This offense making its way back out now. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. On the handoff, Patterson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Right back to Patterson now. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Any tackle for loss hurts, Kate, but they hurt that much more from a defensive back. Those guys typically are better in coverage, and you got to find a way to make a miss in the backfield.
Here's Jamie Gillen on again for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. He fields it cleanly. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Wizards and Jamar Chase about to take over on offense once again. And they've had a real connection looking his way in our opening half. Seems pretty clear that he's the one the coverage is going to have to adjust to and start slowing down. Stafford now on first down. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Here's Swift on 2nd down. And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Just 1 yard. Could have used considerably more. That's going to bring up 3rd and very long. Back to throw here, Stafford. Has his man, it's Swift. And he'll get it up to the 27. Jake Bailey on the punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Monarchs and Cordarrelle Patterson getting set for their next possession. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. To the air on first down, May. Able to hit Patterson, complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
It's a completion to Michael Pittman Jr. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest. It gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Completed over the middle. And they make the tackle at the 38. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be a first down. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down play. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. New set of downs for them at the 38. First down for May. Into a crowd, and intercepted! And the Wizards will take over as he records his first interception of our season. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of them. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
They take over on offense now pretty late in this first half. With the time remaining, we'll see if they can get this into field goal range before halftime. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Stafford back to throw. The screen pass falls incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Stafford to throw again on 2nd. He beams one deep right side. They connect on the deep shot. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Prior to first down, they decide to call a timeout. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. This finds Cooks, complete. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Now Stafford again. Dump off caught by his back. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Stafford from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. So we've reached the halftime break. The Monarchs leading so far on the road. Now we'll send you back across the pond to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman waiting patiently to bring you the EA Sports halftime reports. Coach?
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This is a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. So their offense will have it first to begin quarter number 3. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Completes this one to Dontavion Wicks. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. 16 yards on the play. And they're going to have a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
On first down, here's Stafford. He's got him, that's Swift. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Catch made by Cooks. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They'll get 18 yards there. And they'll have first down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Throwing it again here. Oh, no, he lost control of another one. Recovered by the defense. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You know, they like to say about sports, it's 90% mental. Well, right now with this runner, after 3 fumbles, it's 100% mental. You got to hang on to the football. It's in his head right now, and it just can't happen.
Their offense returning to the field for another possession. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the gun, it's May. This is reeled in by Pittman. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Mike Hilton getting up there for the tackle. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Here's the pistol snap to May. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
So out now comes the punter. It's going to be Jamie Gillen doing the honors. Secures this at the 17. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 29. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Sending a receiver left. Throwing his Stafford on 3rd. Escapes his grasp. Ooh, can't avoid that one, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That right there is one of the biggest differences between the NFL and college game. Heck, the high school and Pop Warner game. Because when you break away from a sack at those lower levels, big things happen. But at this level, this big boy league, just because you get out of one guy's arms doesn't mean you're safe anytime soon.
They'll bring out the punter here. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Ball taken in at the 36. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And they're going to take over possession. This offense getting all set for this series. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. This is complete to Patrick. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there, and it'll give them a first down. Patterson trying this straight ahead, and he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Up the middle, here goes Patterson. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. That's Odafe Owe with a stop. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, here's May. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. We're going to get a pause here. Offense taking a timeout. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Wizards headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Throwing now on first down, Stafford. Finds his man, Chase. Stiff arm success. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Stafford now on first down. Swift hauls it in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Running behind center with Swift. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Going run again with Swift. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
On now comes their punter. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. May on 1st and 10. Escapes out to the left. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. Bails out of the pocket quick. He can run it. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That's Odafe Owe with a stop. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. To throw, here's May. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. This one intended for the running back. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Their punter making his way out now. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Brought in at the 41. And he's brought down before the return gets far. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be their football. Their offense running back out now. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. They run with Swift. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. They pick the handoff now, Stafford. He finds Laporta. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Stafford back to throw. Oh, and the rush is too much. He's taken down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Well, your internal clock right there, it has got to be tuned up a little bit. Plenty of time. In this league, if you get 3 seconds to throw the ball and it's not out of your hands, that responsibility falls on you as a QB. But give some credit to the defense, who was able to get home and get the sack.
The Wizards getting all set to punt. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. Here comes their offense out again. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. This is Patterson on the give. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Making the stop that time, Taron Johnson. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. A game to the very versatile Cordero Patterson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's still just a 1-score game as we resume play in the 4th. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. May now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
As we're into the 4th quarter, we know this. We know that money down could not be any more important than right now. Both sides are certainly fatigued. You feel it in both their play. But battling through what's been a physical contest all game long, going to be the key here down the stretch.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Here's Stafford. Finds Chase on the slant. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that gives them the 1st.
You know, Kate, years ago, my old high school receiver and I got together for a football camp. I could still close my eyes and throw him that slant. We've done it millions of times. You get a QB receiver connection like that, it's dynamite.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Fires right away, but incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. He gets it out left, and it's caught. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. That route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains.
And all their pressure gets it done. That's a sack on 4th down as they force the turnover.
Well, this one never had a chance. Between the pressure right there in his face and the coverage downfield, Quarterback still should have at least thrown it up there and given somebody an opportunity to make a play.
Now outruns their offense to take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Made a throw it. Dialing up a receiver screen. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 2nd and 3 now. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Shotgun handoff for Patterson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. May now. Quick slant taken in by Pittman. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
He's running for it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. This is Patterson. And he carries it for a big gain that gets him down into the red zone. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Once again, Patterson. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. We'll pause now for an injured player, and it looks like he's worse for wear after handling that last carry. 3rd and just 2 to go. Gibson here from the gun. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Matt Prater on now as we see how he handles this moment. He's looking 34 yards here down the middle. McManus sends it through. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now this offense getting set to work here. And as much as we thought we'd be watching highlights here, talking about this passing game, Brock, it's been the guys on the other side of the ball who've come in and stolen that spotlight.
Yeah, and in an offensive-driven league, and one that's sometimes even legislated that way, it's nice and refreshing to see a defense put together an effort like this.
Amen.
Be the ones everybody's talking about for how well they've played on their side of the ball.
Off the play fake, it's Stafford. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. It is caught at the 20. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
They'll say hello to the red zone after that big play, huh? As they get set for 1st and 10. Short side option here. He's running left. And he doesn't get this one very far. Down to only about the 18. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Stafford from the gun. And after some relocating there, Brock, they track him down away from the pocket. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. Stafford. Touchdown! All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Wizards cut the lead down to just 2. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Back out runs their offense. Their lead cut down inside a field goal, so points imperative here to get some breathing room. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll run here with Patterson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Now it's Patterson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
To the air on 1st down, May. Fits it through the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Patrick with the catch. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. We've got a stoppage now for an injured wide receiver. That's Michael Pittman, who they're out attending to after the play. All right, set now, 1st and 10. They give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. 1st down play nets them 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Right back to Patterson now. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
A touchdown would put this one to bed. A few shots at it here, starting with 1st and goal. On the handoff, Patterson. And they make a stop at the last minute. It's a gain down to the 1. It's 2nd and goal. Patterson. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Monarchs go up by 8 at the end. Point after upcoming, this for a 2-score lead to potentially clinch the win. And a likely game-winning extra point strikes true, and that should do it. We got a 2-score game now late. Now Prater on to send it away. Hubbard with a return here. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap to Stafford. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. To throw, Stafford. Has his man, it's Swift. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Now Stafford again. Caught near the goal line. And in for the touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they could be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
That one splits the uprights. And the Wizards cut the lead down to just 2. So they're going to line up for the onside kick that may just decide this game. Just over a minute to play. And they've got it. No problem for the receiving team. The onside attempt fails. Ooh, can't get it back on the onside kick. Can still get a final chance with a quick 3-and-out, though, albeit not with a lot of time for them left to work with.
Yeah, Kate, unless they can force a miracle turnover, and we've seen that before, a 3-and-out is really the only avenue remaining. Defense, go buckle it up.
The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. New set of downs for him from the 46. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this 2nd half. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. This won't run out the clock just yet, Brock. They're going to have to kneel it again after this one. They go to a knee as we get inside our final minute of play here.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
The kick is good. He got it. And now their lead will push out beyond the field goal. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And they take not just a victory, but some serious year-long bragging rights home with them after this one, as they finish off the sweep of their division rivals. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Monarchs as we say cheerio from London.